And so I want to introduce you, I don't know if you've met him before. I get to introduce you, all of you, to someone who believes that it's time for a spiritual revolution in the ways that we are naming. He is an award-winning actor, beloved. You might know him as a character on The Office, Dwight Schrute, who made me laugh on the darkest days. But did you also know that he was raised in the Baha'i faith, and his best-selling book is called Soul Boom, Why We Need a Spiritual Revolution. And you won't believe this, but now when I see Rainn Wilson, I don't think of Dwight, I think of my spiritual revolutionary brother. So everyone, welcome Rainn Wilson to the stage.
Thank you, thanks for having me. How are you?
He's also a comedian. I forgot his. But you already get it.
What a beautiful evening. Isn't this just gorgeous? I can't believe the mixture of wisdom and story and children and the movement. And it's been just rapturous. Thank you.
Now I'm off. There we go. Thank you for being with me on the journey. I mean, we're here. I got to building the movement, and then we're saying we're going to come out with the movement, and we're going to go right into the election season with the movement, and now we have a bus. You see the bus outside? We have a bus.
I saw the bus. Yes, I did.
And we have beloveds on stage giving voice. I mean, we're here, and so thank you for being my brother, for being the wind at my back for this whole time. And I get to ask you the question I get to ask her. When did an act of love change everything for you?
Well, like Alok, I was thinking through so many stories of my life, and it's funny, you were talking to the crowd, you looked at me and you said, it could teach her. And that's a story that came to my mind because I realized that I was a peculiar act of love when I was 17 years old.
Somehow this matters.
This was an act of love. Look at that. He wanted me to be heard. Thank you so much, sir. As a deeply insecure, self-doubting, anxious, and frequently depressed 17-year-old, I took my first acting class. And I went in on a break to my acting teacher in my high school, Mrs. Suzanne Adams. She's 90 years old. I'm still in touch with her to this day. And I haltingly, fearfully, vulnerably, achingly asked her, do you think that there's any way someday, if I studied hard enough and worked hard enough, that one day I might become an actor? And she said, oh yes, you have talent, but first you must travel the world and she was very dramatic, you must read lots of books and fall in love and go to school and study and learn things and work with your hands and have lots of jobs and have lots of life experience. But yes, you absolutely should take this journey. And this was an underpaid teacher in a public high school who could have very easily have said, "Doll, good luck. It's rough out there." But with those beautiful words of encouragement, because in some ways I think encouragement is an act of revolutionary love. How infrequently do we meet encouragement as we go about our day, let alone our lives? But encouragement is revolutionary, and those words stayed with me. I'm not kidding you, for years and years thereafter, as I went through various colleges and a lot of ups and downs and drama and various divorces in my family and hardships and mental health issues. Suzanne Adams' words of her belief in me allowed me to find my voice, allowed me to take my artistic path where I'm sitting with you on the stage today.
What I was so moved by in coming to know you as my friend is how much the Baha'i faith has informed how you see the world and your vision of oneness. And so I found a kinship in you that was so delightful and surprising. Dwight, no longer Dwight, he's Rainn to me now. Rainn and I are siblings, we are siblings in this vision of how oneness that gives birth to a love that can change the world is in all of our time. How did you, has that been with you from the start? Did you find it later in life?
Well, I went on we go on many journeys in our life. We go on a material journey, gathering things in our caves, like our caveman ancestors. We go on emotional journeys. We go on love journeys. We fall in love. We have familial journeys. We have artistic journeys, career journeys, education journeys. But the most important journey that any of us take individually is what I would think of as a spiritual journey. This is a journey toward knowing oneself, seeing the divine not only in ourselves, but reflected in all things. Learning that we are all, in fact, connected, that it is an illusion, as you say, of separateness. And so, for me, my journey toward being raised a Baha'i, leaving the Baha'i faith for 15 years, and then coming back to it was a journey as part of a mental health journey, and it's part of a journey of finding myself. But the thing I wanted to share around that, and where the beautiful metaphor that you weave in your work of the womb, the darkness of the womb and the darkness of the tomb, is in a context from my faith tradition, is that there are two forces at work in the world at the exact same time. And this is what I think makes the world so confusing right now, is we see evenings like this that are inspiring and diverse and passionate and uplifting, and there could be a political rally a few miles from here where we see destruction and chaos and toxicity. How do we rectify these two things going on at the same time? But I believe that there are these two forces in the world, a force of integration and forces of disintegration. And they're both happening at the same time. And this allows me, from a spiritual lens, to look at the world in a new way, to say, hey, things are falling apart. There is disintegration going on, and it is necessary. And there are forces of integration, like the revolutionary bus tour that is upon us. And we need to ally ourselves with the forces of integration and let go of the forces of disintegration, understand that's a natural and necessary process, and hitch our wagons, not literally, because that would be a highway violation, but hitch our wagons to the forces of integration. And so just proud of what you're doing to integrate so much with your Revolutionary Love Tour.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I've been on such a journey these last 3 years with my Sikh ancestors, and what you were saying, you know, when they marched to the prison door, they didn't trample down the gates, they didn't break down the walls, they pitched their tents, they modeled the world as it could be at the gates of death. There's something about what you're saying that's echoed through history, that if we can practice the world that we want and the space between us, even in the face of the forces of disintegration, death, destruction, then we are presaging the world to come. We are practicing the world that could be. And so as I kept looking over at you all, because I love you all so much, and I was, what strikes you about the ancestor stories? What strikes you about each other's stories? If you're hearing, as you're saying, such different stories, what is landing in your heart as you listen?
Well, what you just said to me resonates in the fact that it's, and it goes so much with what Local was saying about being both naive and broken. We are brother-sister here because I'm both naive and broken, and I recognize that in you. And but this idea that you are building something. You have built something. You have built a book. You have built an ensemble. You have built a bus. I don't think you actually built a bus, but you rented a bus, and you're building a movement through 45 cities. It's much harder to build something than it is to criticize something. It's easy to protest something, yell at something, tear something down, criticize something, and be cynical about something. It's really hard to build what you're building. And I hope that everyone here, everyone watching, everyone at home, everyone who reads your book can be a part of building what they want to see in the world.
Yes.
I'm struck with the metaphor for teaching tassels. I think so often.
We're modeling something.
The political vocabulary created in American empire doesn't work plot-wise. And it's given us individualism that wears infinite masks. And one of those is through this idea of allyship, right? Of like, there's my struggle, and I'm gonna be an ally to this struggle. And I've always felt like that's so boring because it requires stranger danger. And it requires a sense of separation as its fundamental concept. And what the tassel story reminds us is that even if one group obtains freedom and another group still doesn't have it, it's not actually freedom. So what I tell often people is there's a mercy practice that is social justice. That actually the revolution that Black people, Indigenous people, trans people, disabled people are seeking to inaugurate insists on a more total and fundamental freedom for all of us. So the ask is not one of charity, the act is one of intimacy. It's actually saying, you need me to be able to experience something deeper. So that's what I felt in that story of saying, I am not actually liberated while other people are incarcerated. And to resist the temptation and individualism, the spell that it puts on our consciousness, to mistake our own present condition as that of the world. It's not. There has to be a deeper practice of solidarity.
There was a moment on stage, I don't know if you caught it, like, oh, this should happen. I'm carrying the cloak, but then I turn around, and then she puts the cloak on her shoulder, and I'm following her. That's it. It's, I keep thinking shallow solidarity is rooted in the logic of exchange. I show up for you, so you show up for me. My hashtag on your deep solidarity is rooted in love. You are my sister, my brother, my kin. And that kind of solidarity that's rooted in oneness lasts far beyond an election season or when the news cycle moves on. That's how we rebirth the world. Thank you.